Mr. Miracle, or Scott Free, is the son of the New Gods' Highfather. Due to the war between New Genesis and Apocalypse, the leaders, Highfather and Darkseid, exchanged their newborn sons in an effort to force peace. Scott grew up in one of Granny Goodness's terror orphanages with no knowledge of his heritage, but still refused to allow his spirit to be broken under the institution's torturous training. As he matured, Scott rebelled against the totalitarian ideology of Apocalypse, hating himself for being unable to fit in despite his unfailing defiance of the abuse he suffered. Scott was influenced by Metron to see a future beyond Darkseid. Scott later became part of a small band of pupils led by a New Genesian living undercover as a hunger dog of Apocalypse. It was at these meetings that Scott first met Lieutenant Big Barda of Darkseid's female Furies, who would later become his wife. Eventually, Free escaped and fled to Earth. His escape, however, was long anticipated and planned for by Darkseid, which nullified the pact between Darkseid and Highfather, giving Darkseid the excuse that he needed to revive the war on New Genesis. Once on Earth, Free met a circus escape artist named Thaddeus Brown, whose stage name was Mr. Miracle. Brown was always impressed by Scott's skills. Later, when Thaddeus Brown was murdered, Free assumed the identity of Mr. Miracle. The aforementioned Barda later followed Scott to Earth, and the two used their new god's powers, equipment, and skills in their war against Darkseid, who was still very interested in recapturing the two of them. Tired of being chased on Earth by Darkseid's servants, Scott returned to Apocalypse of his own will, where he won his freedom by legal apocalyptic means, trial by combat. If you enjoyed this video, or are interested in comic book character and story breakdowns, as well as pop culture and gaming updates, then follow this account for more. As always, I hope you enjoyed, Super Friends.